Commando players, EDH players, members of Wizards, my fellow Dominarians. We are 25 years into this new century. 25 years that dawned with Standard as the driving force behind Magic. Today, that couldn't be further from the truth. Today, Commander is the lifeline that holds the multiverse of Magic and the universes beyond together. But Commander is changing. Even compared to a year ago, every table across the multiverse is faster, more powerful, and more consistent than ever before. Precons are now a force to be reckoned with, rather than a middling starting point. Just last week, I sat down for what seemed like a casual set of games. First, we played two perfectly normal games, classic sevens as the old adage goes. Then, a new set of decks came out and my tap land is facing down a Eureka with a swarm of creatures. Another player attempts a demonic tutor and I just search, not wanting to slow down the game. But lo and behold, it eats a mana drain and a joke about tutoring Professor's Oracle, already on turn 2. This is not the Magic I knew. It's now up to us to choose who we want to be over the next 15 years and for the decades to come. Will we accept a format where only a few do spectacularly well, or will we commit ourselves to a format for everyone who makes the effort? Will we allow ourselves to raise the casual power level and turn ristic study upon one another? Or will we recapture the sense of common purpose that has always propelled Commander forward? It begins with our decks. And with that, I make a pledge. I will not cast a Sol Ring I own in 2025. Well, other than in precons, come on. But that's right. Every single deck I own has had its most powerful option plucked away. In my last speech, I made the case, but it's time to put my mouth where my mana is. Sol Ring leads to too many limited games or the all too limited Commander game night, especially when followed up with a Signet. It can feel great, it can feel powerful, but Commander is not and never will be a single player game. Let everyone play. However, I won't push my ideals on other planes or players. If you enjoy Sol Ring, do it. But beware. Sol Rings have consequences. I am happy to report that I've already started a partnership with Dak Faden to battle this crisis. Just this week, with his help, I stole a Sol Ring when I went first, giving them just one turn to enjoy the mana before it turned into ashes in their mouth. If you don't have the resources, stealing them is a time-honoured Dominarian tradition. So the verdict is clear. Dak Faden works. If you bring a Sol Ring to a game when I swap mine out for Dak Faden, we know who wins that fight. But I know what you're thinking. Hold on a second. Sol Ring? That isn't a game changer. And you're right. Brackets stand to set the agenda for Commander going forward. From the kitchen table to the top 8 at the Magic Cons around the globe. And I believe these brackets are a force for good. But they're in your hands to prevent them from turning evil. While the spirit of the rules is great, giving power to the players to match their intended experience at a table, it risks turning into a mere 5 levels of optimization. We've seen it bandied around, and Sol Ring stands as a stark example of the biggest game changer omission. I'm not saying Sol Ring should be banned in Commander, nobody is, but it should be a game changer. And frankly, to say otherwise insults Sol Ring itself. This means either restricting it to bracket 3 and up, or allowing one game changer in Exhibition and Core. But it is a card that should come with a cost. You're telling me, if I cast a turn 1 Mana Vault, and you cast a turn 1 Sol Ring, I'm the one making a more game-changing play. No game I've played has ever matched this experience. In fact, the only time in recent memory I've enjoyed Sol Ring's addition to the format was a game where a new player was able to use it to catch up and keep pace with a weaker deck against the table. And I'm sitting in this chair, so do you really think that's necessary? No. It's crucial we remember the bracket descriptions are the upper bound of power level. The best you can do without getting laughed off a bracket. Sure, your exhibition deck can win on turn 1 with a Viscera Seer, Murderous Redcap, and Milera combo and still be by the book. Look at me, I'm playing Modern from before you were born. Great exhibition. Trust me, you won't get a game 2. You broke no rule, but the spirit of the law is the most crucial part of these brackets, and no computer algorithm is going to determine that with 100% accuracy. My decks all fall into brackets 2 or 3, according to Moxfield. Remember Karametra? Bracket 2. I wouldn't dare bring it near a precon. Now, I mean no disrespect to Marksfield. They do fine work in this brave new world, only to call attention to any player who would use this as their sole defense. Build wisely. Build creatively. Coming to game night with a deck in each bracket will serve you well, but make sure they don't all play like 3s or 4s and try to hide it. But that's not all. We're looking to do more. Brackets threaten to blind us to the changes brewing in our decks. What other changes does Commander require in our time? First, maintaining balance means adding removal to our mana bases. I have acquired a small selection of demolition fields, strip mines, and wastelands to enhance these options. 3-color decks struggle to fit them, but unlike most 1 or 2-color decks to have at least one, it's as close to free interaction as you can get. Second, we need to interact more in general. Not just me, but all of us. Magic has been a back and forth game of interaction since its inception, but too many games are a race to the finish line without so much as a tightrope to trip anyone up. Interaction is good for every game, and I hope you join me in looking for more of it in your decks in the future. And I'm guilty of this as well, but temptation is far too great to lean entirely on synergy, theming, and protection, or keep counter magic to only protect yourself instead of your opponents. But if everybody comes packing light, well, all of these interaction pieces and counterspells will rot in your hand while someone else goes away with the game first. And where do we start? Lightning Bolt. Let me tell you, I've cast more Lightning Bolts in 2024 than in 10 years of Commander before that, and it felt great. No format beside Commander has avoided the impact of bolts so heavily. I'm telling you, it's time to change that. One of the greatest threats of our time on EDH Rec, Yuriko, Krenko, Giada, just a few examples that fall to a simple bolt along with 1,000 other utility creatures. And let me assure you, whatever great combo you come up with, even in 2025, nothing beats the feeling of a bolt in hand and an opponent who happens to land on free life. You will feel power, and it won't require a convoluted combo or a threat of combat that leaves you open. Just 1 red mana. I've won a half-dozen games with Bolt by now, and can't wait to win a dozen more. But my time with you here today is at an end, so I'll leave you with a thought. Commander is fun. Playing with friends or strangers alike, nothing quite matches the tense chaos that comes from a well-rounded pod slinging spells. This year, more than any, we will welcome thousands of fans from Midgard to Manhattan. Let's make sure they feel welcome to join the fun for decades to come. Thank you. Avacyn bless you. Avacyn bless the United Multiverses beyond Dominaria. And good day.